Hello. Sorry about that. I hope y'all can hear me now. Technology. It's a wonderful thing. So if you're new here, I'm Fiadh Luna. I'm an energy and spirit worker, Reiki, and healing arts practitioner. And I wanted to host a live healing circle with the intention of when everyone gets together, either now or in the future if you're watching the replay, with common healing intentions, it strengthens the intention for everyone. Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing? So I like to do a little tarot reading first to just tap into what the energy, the collective energy that we're working with. And then I will channel a healing session for everyone. Cards are falling out. So the first card that fell out, I'm just going to put it back in, but we'll see, is Merlin, which is alchemy, justice, and balance. And Reiki specifically, there is something called the distance symbol. And Reiki works within the principle that time and space are an illusion. And we as people may live within the illusion, obviously. However, energy doesn't have to, which is why we can send Reiki to people in the past, the present, the future, regardless of where they are or when they are, as long as you're willing to accept it, of course. Free will. We are made of Reiki. The world is made of Reiki. We all have access to this energy. So what we're doing when we're tapping into Reiki is we're just channeling this energy with an intention to work with you and your innate energy to heal itself. So with that being said, I'm just going to center myself. My stomach is growling, pardon. See with intentions what healing energy wants to come through for the collective at this time, and for whoever chooses to receive this healing as they need it. Falcon, my cat, is off in the corner, just kind of staring. She's got her grumpy face on, and she's just like, her cheeks puff out, and she loses her neck. I love her. Okay. I'm going to put this off to the side. See what comes through. Good, I'm glad. I feel like I become very easily out of practice with tarot readings because I don't do them for others all the time. And when I read for myself, of course, I know I'm often clouded by my own bias. So it's nice to be able to tap into. Also, because I really love all the cards I have, the art is always lovely. So I always appreciate being able. Work. Are there any other messages? Okay, yeah. I had a feeling that one wanted to come out. This is the Kim Cran's Alchemy book that I love. The Great Androgen. I'm feeling a theme here. Also, pardon if I'm doing this a lot. I got some pretty bad carpal tunnel right now. So shuffling is not the easiest. And the mystery. And this is from The Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reid. And I'm using for tarot cards, they're kind of a tarot oracle mix. James R. Eads' The Cosmovisions, which is one of those decks that I'm still trying to learn. So, oh, we got all major arcana here. We have past lives, in the past, in the present, infinite paths, and in the future, the unknown. Oh boy, I love this. I love this, especially with the mystery. And then 2 alchemy cards, the great work or the magnum opus, and the androgen. And then on the bottom of the deck that popped out was the Phoenix, which is another major arcana in this deck. So tuning into the energy we might want to work with, the intention we might want to set for this collective healing. I know, hi, welcome. Thank you for catching me live. I I was thinking of doing a live. I've been so busy the past couple months and I just haven't had time to fit it into my schedule. And then I created a video that I was going to post today and I hated it. I was like, I just don't like this. It's like, I'm just gonna go live instead because I want to and not post this video that I don't like. So the energy we're working with is very esoteric here, a bit intangible, which I appreciate. All of these cards, all of these decks I use have pretty kind of out there energy. Hello. I hope everyone here is doing well. I know we're really looking big picture here. I'm going to look up in the book the meaning of the Infinite Paths card because this one I have trouble with. So, okay, the past lives card. We're going to start with this one because I just found out that in this particular deck, this is death. This is the mirror card for death in the traditional. In this deck, death itself, the card death, is usually the Fool. It gets confusing. I think this is very much, so far what I'm getting is fitting a theme I've been thinking about for a while that I've been working on. If I can find, I believe specifically Infinite Paths is the Sun. Infinite Pathways is an extremely positive card to pull in a reading. It speaks to the synchronicity with yourself and a willingness to change what asks to be changed. Take joy in this card. It is the pulsing magic alive in all good changes. All it asks of you is to radiate positivity, and it will bring an abundance of goodness, unlocking pathways only thought to exist in dreams. And then following that is the Unknown, which speaks is judgment, but it's all about like this also change that you can't control, that is out of your power, that is like leading you into something beyond yourself. It's a very karmic kind of, or higher power. And I don't mean necessarily a specific higher power. Maybe it's just the universe. Maybe it's your higher self. Whatever it is you choose to believe specifically. And what I'm getting as a larger intention is when we're talking about transformation and change and rebirth, very rarely is, and by rarely I mean almost never, rebirth is not a literal rebirth where we become an entirely different person, that we forget all of our past selves, all our past lessons, it doesn't go away just because we're in a new situation or just because we're trying to move into a new situation. So my intention, the energy here I'm tapping into is there's a need to let go of the pain of the past. Sometimes we move into a new part of our lives, but we still carry with us the past coping mechanisms we've learned, the past pain, the past choices. All of those are still part of ourselves. We don't lose it. However, if you enter a new situation with the same mindset that you carried with you, the same coping mechanisms, the tools you used for your survival in a past situation that may have been more negative, that may have caused you pain, you're going to come into it within that same framework and start reacting in ways that might not be appropriate for the changes. I hope this makes sense. So I think everyone knows what I'm talking about, where you go into a new phase of your journey. You enter into a new relationship. Let's use relationships as an example. If you go into a new relationship, sometimes we often carry the same prejudgments from the past. Well, speaking to that, I think that could definitely be true in terms of nostalgia and the risk of having nostalgia for a past that we're kind of looking at through. Sometimes it's not like the past is a bad thing always. These don't have to be negative situations. But it's kind of about detaching yourself from the emotional aspects that are being carried over so that you can be able to see the lessons and make clear choices. Does that make more sense? If you go into a new relationship, sometimes you start judging someone based off the past relationships, essentially, and not really being open to allowing them to show you who they are. That's just human. We're all shaped by the past. It's being able to open yourself up and be a little bit open-minded to the mystery, to discovery, to not always approach things with the same mechanisms that you used within your past self. Still having the lessons, still having that knowledge, the wisdom, but not closing yourself off. There was something else I was about to say, and I lost it. Having so much trouble with my brain these past couple weeks. I'm like in that headspace where I walk into a room and I'm just like, why did I go in here? Or I'm in the middle of a conversation and I'm just like, wait, what was I about to say? So pardon if I do that. Yeah, exactly. And that's not a bad thing. Every single one of us is shaped by our past experiences. We don't live within a vacuum. Or it's almost on another kind of end of the spectrum. This is what I was going to say. Beyond just letting go of the past, it is letting go in the past in terms of sometimes if you're growing or transforming, you're not used to something. Like if something is better for you, but you're not used to that kind of behaviors, sometimes we start kind of habitually returning to things that we know aren't healthy for us. Because that's what we're used to from all our past selves. Those patterns that are deeply ingrained within us, those beliefs that are deeply ingrained within us, that we know haven't worked in the past, but when you're faced with the knowledge of having something different, you're kind of like, wait, but I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what it looks like to not be in that place. So I'm going to create more situations that will put me back into situations that I'm used to, even if they're things that I was trying to work through. It's almost like that slingshot where you feel like you've done the work, but when faced with the possibility of like, oh, I've done the work, what does that look like in my life? What does it look like to not be stressed out all the time? What does it look like to be in a stable relationship or a job that doesn't overwork me? I don't know. So I'm going to engage in those past behaviors that I was trying to go away from. And that's like, I don't think there's an easy solution to any of this. I'm going to work with this energy work of being able to open yourself up to the present, to the future, to transformation, and releasing past behaviors and patterns that may have caused pain. But even if we're talking about transformation, looking at this phoenix, the phoenix rises from the ashes and is reborn, but then it dies again, and it's the ashes again, and then it rises again. It is a cycle. And you don't break the cycle until you break the cycle, and that's beyond me. I do not have the wisdom to tell you how to break every single cycle of behavior you've ever engaged in. I don't know if that's possible because we're a human and there's always going to be new patterns that arise and new coping mechanisms, and those are fine. It's about the journey, it's about the process. And that's where, the second work comes in, the great work, magnum opus. It's not about the end goal. You're just moving along on this journey. The process is the work. How else do I want to phrase that? I don't know. I'm just going to keep it at that because I can't think of a better way to phrase that. I know if I over-explain too much, it's going to start getting confusing for me and for everyone else. But it's all about transformation. So my theme today, this energy work, is, as always, flirt greatest healing good. So this energy is going to reach you however, whenever you need it. I'll set an intention, but the intention is always for greatest healing good first. So that's going to show up for everyone differently. And then we say in the intention setting, but please pay special awareness to this. So if it's needed, it's needed. And if not, then maybe there's something else that needs to get done before that. So as I'm channeling, I'm just going to narrow this down again so that I can have the intention in my brain to set it. The intention is transformation, releasing patterns of past pain, to open yourself up to experience, to the mystery, to the unknown. And because we have the sun in here, we're going to think about this in terms of opening ourselves up to the possibilities, the excitement of the unknown. And then see how that shows up for you. No expectations, just creating space. With that being said, I'm going to do I want to bring in some crystals? Let me look. I have my very messy. Hey, pumpkin. Bring in the selenite. To hold the space. Here's pumpkin. He's gonna sit on my lap, big boy. Can I bring in carnelian? I feel hard to bring in carnelian. This passion, this excitement. Releasing creative blocks. And also healing those interpersonal relationships. Pumpkin says hello. Some serpentine. This one is very earthy. It's very, feels almost like when I feel it, when I tune into its energy, it's like this, that steady drum beat, almost like the drum beat of your heart. The serpent. Releasing pain. Consuming. Suffering. Hi. So it gives you a chance to tune back into the senses, to the experience. Bless you. Let's see. Is there anything else? and amethyst. Calming and tuning back into the higher mind. Kind of being able to step out of any tunnel vision you're experiencing. To help give more of an eagle eye perspective. And to help you surrender to the process a little bit. And clear quartz. Just clarifying the intention. Hi. I'm very uncomfortable in this position, Billy. He's far too large for my lap. But he insists on sitting on my lap. So I'm going to play some music, set the intention, and then channel this healing for about, I believe, 25 minutes. Yeah, I'll do 25 minutes. And you can do whatever it is you need to. You can take a nap. If you're in a place where you can take a nap, you can draw, you can write, you can pull cards. Whatever it is you need to do. Pardon his fur. Oh no, it's gonna be stuck in my nose. I feel like he is, because whenever he sees me sitting down, he wants to sit in my lap. Falcon does often like to join also. She's asleep in the chair next to me though. They're all very needy. All of my animals are very needy. Whoever said cats are independent, we're lying. Buddy, no jumping up here. You're gonna shake the whole table. I love you. Do you want to come back up? Okay, just don't climb on the table. Pardon. I'm not picking my nose. I just have cat fur in it. He's eventually going to lose weight. I'm trying to get him to. He steals his sister's food. It's an issue. Someday. We'll see. So anyway, yeah. You can get up and use the bathroom. You can walk around. You can do whatever you want. As long as you still wish to receive the healing, you can still receive the healing. There's not really any rules except for not sending the healing to those who don't wish to receive it. But if you're here, I assume you do. But yeah, it's all out of your own free will. That being said, I'm going to center myself, try to calm my over-caffeinated brain, and then just channel this energy for everyone, for greatest healing good, but specifically for transformation, for releasing the past, for being open to the possibilities of the future. All right. I'll play some music. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget, do the standard YouTube things if you want to like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And it really helps. I hate self-promotion. Okay. so bad with it. I'm like, like and subscribe, I guess, if you want. No pressure. Sorry, buddy. Thank you so much, everyone. If you need to wiggle your hands, wiggle your toes, shake it out. Take all the time you need to come back to yourself. I think all animals have healing powers. except for camels. They might. I'm just biased against camels though. The sheer amount of cat fur I currently have in my nose and covering my clothing does not feel so healing right now. I'm planning on it. I don't have any more like in my head as scheduled. I'm trying to. I think all of my schedule has been a bit chaotic the past couple months, so it's been hard to find like a steady time to do anything. I'm working on it though, and hopefully I will be back soon to do more lives. I would love to do more. Yeah, exactly. That's my thing is what to prioritize, when to do things, and when to rest. I have less going on now. Moving into June, I'll probably have a lot going on just because it's everyone I know's birthday is usually in Gemini season, plus I'm going on vacation for a while. But besides that, it's less chaotic. Whole love socializing. Not like super glamorous or anything. My family does an annual beach trip because we all live near the beach, and we all rent ourselves some beach houses. Hi, how are you doing today? Yeah, it's usually pretty fun. It is a bit wild. I'm usually exhausted by the end of it, but it's always fun. My cousins are nuts, and then I go nuts when I'm with them. So it's kind of just like all of us just partying until like 3 or 4 a.m. every night. I've tried to set some boundaries in terms of, okay, this is when I need to have a bedtime. Exactly. I know, I'm one of those people where I don't go out a lot and I don't like socialize a ton because I'm not an extrovert typically. But when I do go out, I'm just like, let's keep going. Let's keep this going. But yeah, especially with my family, because my family are very high energy and we have tons of like games that we've made up within the family to play. So we just have like nonstop competitions and games that usually get wild. It's fun. It's nice to be by the water. I'm not a huge beach person, unfortunately. Like, I'm just not the type of person who likes to just lay out on the beach. Uh, so, we went to the mountains last year. That was really nice. Yes. I like being able to go and enjoy the beach usually in the evening. I love the beach in the evening, but I'm not just like the type of person who likes to lay out in the sun in the beach. Not my favorite. But the rest of it is fun. It's nice to be by the water though. Hi. I hope you're doing well, Luke. And besides that, basically all of my friends and family are Geminis. So it's also going to be this month, and then I'm probably going to be exhausted. It's okay. It's fun. It's that time of year. So I'm going to see about creating a schedule that lets me rest in between socializing and working and doing all the things. And hopefully doing more lives along with everything else. Anyway, thank y'all so much for joining me here today. There's still cat fur in my eyes now. It's just like he leaves and you're literally just covered in fur. It just clings. It clings to everything. I love him. I don't know about next week. I'm gonna see about next week because I am not gonna be home next week. Dog sitting. I might do a live from there. We'll see how the internet feels from their house. But either way, thank y'all so much for being here with me today. Yeah, turn on my alerts. Like, subscribe, turn on the alerts. All of the things. Please. And thank you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Now that the weather's nice, I usually spend at least an hour a day just laying in my backyard. Which is really nice because, I think people think I'm weird because my backyard, I live in the city and my backyard is mostly concrete. I built it up and I got a bunch of planters and stuff, but I will just lay out on the concrete in my yard for hours. Sometimes I fall asleep out there. I actually don't. I am not, the name sounds familiar, but I'm not too familiar with it as a substance or what it is. Like, I'm having trouble visualizing it. I'll have to Google that because I'm curious. Yeah, it sounds very familiar. I can't speak. Oh, I've seen those. I know the other weekend, I went out the night before. I was exhausted when I came. I was exhausted because I didn't come home probably until like 3 or 4 a.m. because I was out with friends dancing. And then when I go out, I usually wake up insanely early the next day. I was just like, I feel terrible. I can't even function. No matter what I did, I just felt like just awful. So I just slept on the concrete in my yard, probably for about 5 hours. Just napped, and I was like, I'm cured. I feel better than I've ever felt. That's why I don't go out that often. But yeah, I've kind of like cultivated my backyard into like my sanctuary. As I love my garden that I've made out there. It's like an oasis in the city. I can't imagine living in a city and not having a yard and plants. I think that would break me. Oh, yeah. I try to get out during the winter. It's hard for me. I hate the cold. It gets really cold here, and I am not a cold weather type of person at all. I do think it's still good to get outside, even in regardless of weather. Honestly, I'm trying to learn to appreciate all of the different weather we have, including cold. Yeah, I have an array of crystals here. I currently don't think I need any more. I think I'm good for now in terms of my collection. I love all of mine. I just don't need to buy any more currently. Hmm. Eh. Let me think. I have 2 poetry books that I'm currently reading, and I wish I could remember both of their names. I will post them if I remember their names because I'm really enjoying them. The one, I think, Bridget Keelan. Let me Google. I'll post it if I remember the name. I really love her book. I'm trying to think. I think those are the 2 that currently I'm reading that I'm really into. I definitely would love to explore some more genres of poetry or like venture down the rabbit hole of poetry soon. So I think they can be their own type of magic, and I love it. I just have not had the attention span. I know, I'm just too busy having outdoor naps. Just busy, busy bee, sleeping outside of my yard. I know Anne Sexton. I don't remember what they've written. Like, I know the name very well. so I have to look it up. Also, my thing also is that a lot of my poetry, the poetry I love, tends to have themes involving death and grief, and they generally just have very, very, very heavy themes. Like I love poetry that like makes me immediately like it hits me. Therefore, I can only read so much at a time before I am just like I need a break. The more intense, the better is my thing in terms of everything. I just like intensity, especially in my art. But sometimes too much intensity can get very exhausting. I just looked her up. I immediately recognize her. So it's about that time where I'm going to log off or head off. Log off. As if I log off of anything. Oh, I can never remember any of my passwords. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out. I will be back as soon as I'm able. If you are interested, you can watch the replay of this and just go straight to the healing, which is about the 35-minute mark. If you ever just want to receive the healing on its own. I appreciate everyone who showed up today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will be seeing you